Good afternoon, everyone. Let's continue our lecture. Today's topic is ring topology. As name suggests, ring topology, that means the systems over here are connected in shape of a ring. Yeah, means in this way, in shape of a as ring is circular in shape. So our systems, or you can say nodes, are gonna be connected in shape of ring. There is no requirement of any central unit or central hub over here. Each terminal, one terminal will send data to another terminal, or we can say that one node to another node data will be transferred in this form. Now, along with data as we discussed, along with data, or we can say that message, it will have its source and destination address. If suppose this node number 1, I name it as node A, sends data to some node X. So how data transmission will take place? Let's discuss this. Node A will send data to its node A will contain the address of its adjacent nodes. It will send the data to its adjacent node 1. Now adjacent node 1 will check that the data or the message is of its use or not. If it is of its use, it will keep it, else it will forward. Now how it will check that the data that has been given by a node is of its use? It will check the address. The mentioned address is its address. If it's belong to it, then it will keep it, else it will forward. So it will check, no, it's not my address, the given address doesn't belongs to me, so it will forward the address. Now same work will take place over here. Now this node will check that whether the given address matches me. No, it doesn't matches me. Then it will also forward the data to the next node. Now reaching the X node, it will check that whether the data matches, whether the given address matches to my address. Yes, it does matches, so it will keep the data and process it. Whatever the requirement or whatever the instructions were given, node X will reach, data will reach to the node X, and node X will perform the specific task, or data processing is done on the given message. Now moving on further, if we want to add some new node, so it will be just, we have to break the connection over here. What we need to do is just break the connection and we'll add a new ring interface over here. We will break the connection and we'll just add this and this. We'll add its address to into this previous system and its address into this system. So in this way it is easy to add a new system over here. Okay, now there are few advantages of the system, that we need not to depend on any central hub or any central unit. If and another is that it is suitable for high speed network using optical fibers, more reliable than star topology, and use shorter length of cables. But there are few demerits also, like if one node gets failed, suppose this node X get failed, we are not, and if A system wants to communicate to the Y system, then the whole system fails. If a single node gets failed, then the whole system gets failed. An addition of new node increase the communication delay. How? If, let us example, if A want to send data to the S node. So earlier, if we haven't added Y, so earlier it have traversed 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 nodes, and then on fifth it will get its destination. But after adding one node extra, it have to traverse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on sixth node it will get its destination. So this way there will be a delay in communication. And another thing is, it is difficult to add, remove, or reconfigure the nodes in the network. It will be difficult to add or remove or reconfigure them. Now moving on, next kind of topology, that is bus topology. Bus topology. I hope you guys know what topology is. If you are not familiar with this term, have a look or go through the previous video I have uploaded and send you the link. Now let's go through this. In bus topology, as name suggests, it's in the linear form. See, these are our nodes and these are connected to a cable like this, in T-shaped cable. And these are the cable ends. Now what we will do, data will traverse through these cables. Data will travel through this cable. Whichever node wants the data or related to that data will invoke by saying that yes, it's my data, I want this, and then data will go to that specific node in the system. I hope this is clear. If system like 1, 2, 3 and 4, suppose I have sent one data and it belongs to system 2, or I can say that node 2. So data will come and traverse, it will check over here that it does belongs to this, then it will move on further, then it check over that it does belong to the yes, and then data comes to the node 2 and processing will take place over here. See, this is easy to expand. We can easily add on new systems or new nodes like this in between or anywhere. Name it as A. So we can easily expand this system. Number of cables required is less, easy to understand and install, and need not to require or change the previous nodes or cable. We need not to make any changes in previous setup. This is its biggest advantage, that no change in the previous setup is required. Now it also has some demerits. If the communication line fails, if the cable fails, the entire system will shut down. It will also fall down. And another thing is, it is difficult to repair the fault in this kind of topology. If fault occurs, it will become very difficult to repair it. Now let's move on further. Next is our fully associated topology. As name suggests, see if we have these systems. Let me these system and our topology is fully associated topology. So what over here will do is that we will connect all the networks by making how much possible combination they have. See, If this system is connected to this system and this system, but it is not connected to this system and this system, we will connect them. So that's why it will called as fully associated. No matters how many cables we're gonna require, how many paths we're gonna require, we need to just make a connection between all the nodes, all the systems. Now over here, what we see is a complete connected network with a separate physical links connected to each other. So this is connected to this one and this one also, this one and this one also, and this one is connected to all the rest of the 4 nodes. This node is also connected to the rest of the 4 nodes. So what I say is, this is a complete connected network with the separate physical connections for each node to the another node. Hope this much is clear. Now it has some advantages that if one line fails, if one cable fails, we have another part to communicate. Suppose if I want to communicate to the node A want to communicate to node C, and if this cable fails, we can communicate it through this cable. That means there is an alternate. We have an alternate. Doesn't matter if physical link or cable get fails. That means we have an alternate, and alternate means we can rely on this. We can trust this system. It is reliable. Okay. Now next is communication between 2 nodes is very fast. See, in previous we have seen only there is only single path. In previous topologies we have seen that there is only single path. If A wants to communicate to the E node, so in previous what we need to do is that A send data to B, and then B send to the C, and then E comes up, or we have a central hub in between. A send to that hub, and that hub will act as intermediate, and then further it send to the further it will forward to the E node. But over here we need not to do such things. We can just directly send data to the another node, because there is path between each and every node. Okay, and apart from that, there is privacy or security of data. If A wants to communicate to E, so it will send directly data to this, instead of making B and C intermediate. Data वहाँ जाएगा तो उनको पता लगेगा कि हाँ भाई किस टाइप का data है. Then they will seek that it's related or relevant to us or not. If not, then they make it forward. But they are seeking inside the data. The main point to understand over here is they are seeking inside the data. That means they are affecting the privacy of the data. But that scenario goes over here. यहाँ पे ये डायरेक्ट ट्रांसफ़र हो रहा है, तो डेटा हमारा प्राइवेट रह रहा है. प्राइवेसी इज़ मेंटेन्ड, प्राइवेसी एंड सिक्योरिटी प्रोवाइड की जा रही है. And apart from these things, it is more expensive as multiple paths are there. एक सिस्टम को दूसरे सिस्टम के साथ कनेक्ट करने के लिए हमें एक से ज़्यादा लिंक्स यूज़ करने पड़ रहे हैं. अर्लियर हम सिर्फ एक ही सिस्टम यूज़ करते थे कि ठीक है भाई, यहाँ से किया, घूम फिर के डाटा आ जाएगा कहीं ना कहीं. जुगाड़ बन गया है हमारा, घूम फिर के पहुँच जाएगा. बट यहाँ हम डायरेक्ट लिंक भी प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं. दैट विल add on some cost. And another is, if you want to add some new node, so it will be complicated or it will be difficult. Reason beyond that is, if we add a new node over here, सभी को इससे कनेक्ट करना पड़ेगा केबल्स को, वहाँ पे इसकी कॉन्फ़िगरेशन डालनी पड़ेगी. इनका पहले लिंक ब्रेक होगा आपस में, एंड देन यहाँ पे लिंक कनेक्ट होगा. सो इट इज़ अ बिट काइंड ऑफ अ मेसी एंड काइंड ऑफ अ डिफ़िकल्ट काइंड ऑफ अ सिनेरियो. बहुत सारे लूप होल्स लगेंगे, फॉल्स लगेंगे, कहीं से वायर कट होके कहीं पे अटैच करनी पड़ेंगी. दैट विल क्रिएट अ बिट काइंड ऑफ अ मेस. सो दिस कम्स अंडर इट्स demerits.